You pour yourself a drink in the evening. Maybe it's refreshing. Maybe it helps you relax. It feels routine, harmless. But for seniors over 60, some of these everyday beverages are now being linked to life-threatening strokes, and most people have no idea. According to the American Heart Association, stroke is a leading cause of long-term disability in older adults, and a growing body of research shows that specific drinks consumed regularly after 60 may significantly increase that risk. In this video from Golden Aging Health, we're uncovering 3 bedtime drinks that can quietly raise your risk of stroke by spiking blood pressure, disturbing heart rhythm, or thickening the blood while you sleep. Before we jump in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for weekly science-backed tips to help you age with confidence, clarity, and strength. Now let's take a closer look at drink number 1 and why doctors call it a silent salt bomb that can raise your stroke risk overnight.
Drink number 1. High-sodium vegetable juice. That's right. Canned or bottled tomato and vegetable juices, including popular brands like V8, might seem like a healthy choice. But for seniors over 60, the salt content in these drinks can quietly become a serious risk, especially at night. My aunt, Eleanor, a 72-year-old retired school teacher from Ohio. She was one of those people who always tried to do the right thing. After her husband's minor stroke at 68, Eleanor became more conscious about her own health, especially her heart. She cut back on sweets, started walking every morning, and made the switch from soda to what she believed was a healthier option: low-calorie vegetable juice. It has vitamins, right? Way better than cola, she'd tell her friends at bingo night. It became part of her daily routine. 1 glass at lunch, 1 at dinner. She especially liked how it filled her up, helped with digestion, and felt like a smart health move. But over time, something began to change. First, she noticed she'd feel lightheaded when getting out of bed in the morning. Then she began waking up at night with her heart racing. Not anxiety, not nightmares, just a strange pulsing throb in her chest. She brushed it off for a while until her next doctor's appointment. That's when her physician saw her systolic blood pressure had climbed by 20 points since her last visit. Concerned, her doctor sent her for a 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure test, a device that records your pressure day and night. The results were clear and alarming. Eleanor's nighttime blood pressure was spiking, particularly between 2 and 4 a.m., a critical window when most people are in deep sleep and strokes often occur. Her cardiologist sat her down and asked, "What are you eating or drinking before bed?" Eleanor mentioned her usual routine: light dinner, glass of vegetable juice, a short walk, then rest. And that's when the culprit clicked. Her doctor explained that while vegetable juice can contain nutrients like potassium or lycopene, most canned or bottled brands are packed with sodium, often over 600 milligrams in a single glass. That's more than 4 times what's considered low sodium, and a significant chunk of the 1,500 milligram daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association for older adults. Because sodium retains fluid in the body, it increases blood volume and puts more pressure on the arteries, especially at night when the kidneys are trying to regulate salt balance and circulation naturally slows. Eleanor was stunned. "I thought I was doing everything right," she said, "but I never even looked at the label." With her doctor's help, she made a few simple changes. She swapped her evening drink for homemade beet carrot juice with no added salt and made it a point to check the sodium content on all bottled beverages. Within 6 weeks, her blood pressure dropped back to her normal baseline and the nighttime palpitations stopped completely. "It's funny," she later shared, "how one little drink can cause such a big storm inside your body." According to a 2021 study in Stroke, a journal of the American Heart Association, seniors with elevated nighttime blood pressure were 70% more likely to suffer an ischemic stroke within 3 years. So if you're like Eleanor, trying to make smart choices but unsure what's truly safe, here are a few doctor-recommended swaps that protect your heart without the hidden salt. Opt for homemade vegetable juice using fresh tomatoes, carrots, or beets, no added salt. Choose low-sodium versions with less than 150 milligrams per serving and stick to 1 serving. Or replace it entirely with unsweetened coconut water or herbal teas, which support blood pressure balance and hydration. Have you ever checked the sodium label on your favorite juice? Let us know in the comments. Were you surprised by how much salt it actually has? Coming up next, I'll reveal the healthy evening drink that may actually harden your arteries over time and silently raise stroke risk.
Drink number 2, whole milk and full-fat dairy drinks. Let's talk about something that might be sitting in your fridge right now. Whole milk or full-fat dairy drinks like creamy lattes or traditional buttermilk. For decades, these drinks were part of everyday life. They bring comfort, nostalgia, and a sense of home. But for seniors over 60, regularly consuming full-fat dairy has been linked to stiffening arteries, higher LDL cholesterol, and increased stroke risk. According to Harvard Health Publishing, full-fat dairy contains a high concentration of saturated fat, which can raise LDL, bad cholesterol. Over time, this can contribute to plaque buildup in arteries, increasing the risk of both ischemic strokes and transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs, mini strokes that often go unnoticed. A large-scale study published in The Lancet Neurology found that older adults who consumed high levels of full-fat dairy were 27% more likely to experience a stroke over a 10-year period compared to those who consumed low-fat or plant-based alternatives. What can you do if you've been drinking full-fat dairy for years and want a safer alternative? Here are 3 simple, doctor-approved swaps to protect your heart and reduce stroke risk without sacrificing flavor or comfort. Replace whole milk with unsweetened oat milk, which has beta-glucans that naturally lower LDL. Switch to low-fat Greek yogurt instead of cream-based smoothies. Used olive oil and plant-based milk in his baking and cooking. Even small changes like these can help soften stiff arteries, support healthier blood flow, and lower your stroke risk, especially when made consistently. Finally, we'll reveal the bedtime drink that many believe helps with sleep, but may actually increase the risk of irregular heartbeats and stroke in older adults.
Drink number 3, sugary hot chocolate or sweetened warm milk. Let me share a real story. Pauline, a 74-year-old retired librarian from Oregon. She had a lovely evening routine, knitting in her favorite chair, a classic novel on her lap, and a warm mug of hot chocolate before bed. For Pauline, that drink was comfort. "It helps me sleep," she'd say. "It's my reward for the day." And it felt harmless. After all, it wasn't alcohol, and she'd even switched to low-fat milk. But over time, something changed. She started waking in the middle of the night with a pounding heartbeat. Her hands would feel slightly numb. Her legs ached by morning. And though she didn't connect the dots at first, these episodes became more frequent after especially sweet nights. During a routine cardiology visit, her doctor reviewed her lifestyle and gently asked, "Are you having anything sugary at night?" Pauline paused. "Just a little cocoa," she said. That's when her doctor explained something most people don't realize. High-sugar drinks, especially warm ones consumed before bed, can trigger dangerous blood pressure shifts, nighttime inflammation, and poor blood vessel response in older adults. According to the Mayo Clinic, consuming more than 25 grams of added sugar daily is linked to higher stroke risk, especially in postmenopausal women. And many store-bought cocoa mixes contain 15 to 30 grams per cup, more than the entire daily limit in one mug. A study from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society also found that high nighttime glucose variability was directly associated with increased risk of nocturnal stroke, especially in seniors with borderline insulin sensitivity, something that naturally decreases after 60. The issue wasn't the warmth or the milk, it was the hidden sugar load delivered just before sleep. With her doctor's help, Pauline made small but powerful changes. She swapped her cocoa for cinnamon tea, naturally sweet, warming, and blood sugar balancing; unsweetened almond milk with a dash of turmeric or nutmeg; and occasionally a soothing blend of rooibos tea, which supports circulation and sleep. These swaps still give you warmth, comfort, and that wind-down moment many seniors enjoy, but they do so without overloading your system with sugar, which can silently raise your stroke risk overnight. "I didn't realize something so small could have such a big effect," she later told me. "Now I sleep deeper, and I wake up calm, no more racing heart." So if you're like Pauline, turning to sweet drinks for evening comfort, you're not alone. But it's worth checking the label. That harmless cup might be sending your blood sugar and blood pressure on a roller coaster ride just before bed. Do you have a favorite warm bedtime drink? Let us know in the comments. What's helped you wind down at night without spiking your sugar? Your story might inspire someone else to make a healthier choice tonight.
Let's take a moment to reflect on the 3 bedtime drinks we explored today, each one backed by science, and each one potentially increasing the risk of stroke after 60 if consumed regularly. Drink number 1, high-sodium vegetable juice. Drink number 2, whole milk and full-fat dairy drinks. Drink number 3, sugary hot chocolate or sweetened warm milk. These aren't exotic drinks or rare indulgences. They're part of millions of seniors' daily routines, often with the best intentions in mind. But knowledge is power, and now you know what to avoid. Choose beverages that calm your system, support circulation, and reduce pressure on your heart, especially after 6 p.m. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to Golden Aging Health, and share this with a loved one who might still be sipping something risky before bed. And don't forget to check the description below. We've linked our full playlist on stroke and heart attack, including videos on nutrition and daily habits that protect your health after 60. Thank you so much for watching. Together, we can age stronger, one sip at a time.